Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the pan. That dude Biz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin, flying around the field, starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. Hot the death, oh yes, these other sports podcasts live as a pros corpse. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the boys ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season. The people starting five. We going in on three. Run the baseline, starting five. Get it. We got what you need. If it's sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three. Run the baseline, starting five. Get it. We got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign. I'm the illest cat stick. I got what you need.
That's right. Each and every motherfucking week, we got what y'all need. It's your boy, the mayor. That DJ named Ace 5, your mom's favorite fat guy. Not from deepest, darkest Africa today because it's actually pretty light out. And yeah, we back. Newest episode of the Start of 5. As always, hit that QR code right up next to TJ's head, which is well lit. Yeah, you can find everything the Start of 5 podcast related. But let's kick this off with the man that was just pointing to the side, the man who held it down with me during New York Cigar Festival and the podcast that we did there. We'll talk about that in a minute after the introductions of...
What up, y'all? Another good, solid week in the books. It's been a great weekend. The weather is beautiful. Mr. Mayor, it was good seeing you earlier this week. It's been a minute, so good to get out and see the people. Big O, what's good, my dog? How you been?
How you? Everything good. I try to catch one of the last Sundays of summer outside, quickly realizing that I live very close to one of the most busiest airports in the world, so I apologize. Yeah, I might have to take it aside soon because it's probably gonna be like every 5-10 minutes.
That's all right. Just mute when you're not talking.
Yeah,
that's how it goes. But this is how we do. We love nature on this show. Especially because we smoke some of the finest that nature has to offer while we are on air. And if I wish it was the greenery, but we're gonna get there someday soon. Man. But someday soon, which was a few days ago, like I said, TJ and I held it down for the Star 5 podcast during New York Cigar Festival. Once again, shout outs to Jameson, shout outs to Ron and Will, the two brothers we met there that held down the podcast with us. It was a good time. We showed them who we were in person a lot more than what Jameson got to experience on the bus with us at Philly Cigar Week when we met him. But we held it down well enough that I think we might have established that we're going to be down with them for the foreseeable future.
Absolutely.
I think we did the damn thing well enough. And I threw the gauntlet out there to be like, yo, make us be a part of, let us be a part of these more often. I mean, even if it's to the point of, let me run the podcast section of this festival or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me do that and, just set up the places and we pull up and do our thing. And yeah, and certain things could have been better, like I should have brought my equipment out. I didn't think
You know what, Dan? It's a first time for everything. So it's a lesson. It was a learning lesson. So
well, it's not a learning lesson for me. It was more There goes the plane. The plane, boss. The plane. The plane. But yeah, no, it was a learning lesson for them because this was the first year that they attempted it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
we got to a late start, but once, like I said, once the shit was a go, like I told Jameson when we met him and when I was on there live, man, it was like, yo, once you say we're there and turn the cameras on or turn the recorder on, it was a go. And that's what we were. We was on IG live. We was on their IG live. You know, certain little things that I know that with proper timing, i.e., like a Bruce Wayne, we would or I would say proper timing, like a Kevin McAllister, because I will ask the TikTok question of the week real quick after TJ gives his remarks about what we did at New York Cigar Festival.
Oh well, I didn't know it was going to be a roast session for myself, but
Yeah,
but I held my own. I'm not gonna lie, I held my own. I had some memorable faux pas, if you want to call it that. But you know,
shouts out to Issey Miyake.
But yeah, it was a good time. We talked about a great subject. If you didn't watch it, we talked about the word support and what it means to different people and what it means to us in the podcast realm. And we got deep, even on a cigar front. We talked about that, and we all pretty much almost agreed and said the same thing, but in our own way. And it was good to hear other people's perspective on it as well. It was a good time. Like I said, we chopped it up. We had a real good time. It was getting real roasty towards the end of the night, but it was, if you want a good laugh, check it out. There's a lot of light-skinnedisms going on, but it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it.
We just got to find where y'all can hear it and or watch it.
Right.
It might be still on the New York Cigar Fest Instagram page, and you know, Instagram isn't the most feasible place or the best place to really watch stuff, but we still did what we had to do, man. We met a brother from who was a sales rep for Coit Spirits, who, you know, a little shy, but we broke him in and paused. We broke him in and got him to talk eventually, you know, but hopefully inspired him that, like, yo, you the sales rep, man, you got to be the mouthpiece for the product while you out there. Now, the product does sell itself, but don't be afraid that if people invite you to come talk, man, come talk, because you should be ready at all times to sell the product.
It's an open invitation to make yourself look better, the product look better, and build a deeper connection with your audience. So absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So big ups to all them brothers again, and like I said, hopefully we could be further apart of that. But yeah, we wanted to just go ahead.
We will. No, I'm saying I think we will. I think we're official now.
Yeah,
I can say that.
To me, it's just a matter of them remembering the call, or even me being proactive and like at least a month or two ahead.
Right,
you know?
right. We'll stay on top of that though.
Yeah. But I mentioned prep time, and I gotta ask y'all this stupid question. I don't have the video from TikTok, but this is a question that was on TikTok. So here's the TikTok question of the week. With prep time, now I apologize in advance for how dumb this is, and I can't believe people said this answer. But with prep time, Kevin McAllister from Home Alone versus the Predator, who wins? Your face says it all, TJ, because these dumbasses really said Kevin would win against
against a bucket of paint, nigga. Are you kidding me?
against
some Legos
against the Predator. Yes, really.
So it's the Predator against a bucket of paint a 12-year-old and some Legos spread out across the floor, which I'm sure
with,
that nigga would crush with his bare foot.
with some VHS recording sound effects and stuff.
So
And
all right. So for people who don't know who Kevin McAllister is, can you explain?
Kevin McAllister is Macaulay Culkin's character in Home Alone. And if y'all remember Home Alone and Home Alone 2, one of the biggest movie franchises of the late 80s, early 90s. Like, I remember being in the theater seeing the movies, and the movies literally being like packed out, like people sitting in the aisles to watch these movies. And this is about a kid who got left behind by his family, who was going away.
Where's Dyfus?
Yeah, that's yeah. Where's CPS or whatever you want to call it, Child Protective Services or whatever. But yeah, this kid got left alone. Now he was maybe 12, 11. So to you could kind of say he was of an age that could be left home. You know what I'm saying? But still, the kid got left alone. And these people on TikTok decided to think that this is a valid question, that an alien killing machine that is designed to, if they can't complete a mission, take themselves out and blow up everything within probably a few mile radius around them, can get beat by a little white boy with some Legos? Like, are y'all serious?
Son fought a grizzly bear straight up and ripped it in half, bro. Come on. Bro, what are you gonna do when Predator blows up the house? End of movie. Movie. Movie's over. The movie's over. One shot from his triangulated position shoulder cannon, and he blows up the whole fucking house. Game over, niggas. Game over.
No freaking, no heat sensing. Heat detection
nothing
necessary.
Nothing.
Oh, that's the target.
Hope Kevin was in the bathtub when he shot that shit. Okay.
I said, hopefully he was in a peaceful place and can sleep tight. You know what I'm saying? And
he'll be sleeping forever.
and the family can recognize the body at least to say no.
Oh, that nigga's vaporized.
My baby.
Nah, he's cremated.
Oh yeah,
he's cremated on site.
No, no skull, no spinal cord.
Nothing. Nothing, bro. There's nothing. This nigga is missed. Okay, his essence left the house. You can see his essence leave the house, bro.
A 45-year-old McAllister does not have a chance against Predator, and I'm talking about with him, probably some military training, all of that.
Nigga, Arnold Schwarzenegger had a trained 5-6 niggas that could probably wipe out small towns in the United States today, and they stood no chance against this nigga. You talking about a fucking teenager, barely a teenager, bro? What the fuck are you talking about? Did you see the gun Jesse Body the Ventura had, yo? That shit whistled. That shit whistled when he fired it, B. It just made a low hum sound. This shit cleared out forests. And you talking about a 12-year-old with a couple of buckets of paint, nigga? Are you kidding me? The fuck are you talking about?
You know what
the fuck are you talking about, B?
That's what upset me the most when it came to Predator 2. Right? Because I just finished watching Predator 2 maybe a couple of days ago.
Why, B? Why?
Right. So Arnold Schwarzenegger had like the baddest, like SEAL Team 6, could watch this movie and train from
take notes against these niggas, yo.
Danny Glover by himself come on now. Come on.
Son, you had a fully swole Carl Weathers, okay? You had one of the nastiest endings you ever seen on TV in Billy, okay? Mm-hmm. You had I wouldn't even say a young Bill Duke, but Bill Duke was a seasoned vet by that fucking time. Okay.
And you know what would happen, to be honest with you? Bill Duke would just magically pop up in Kevin's house on like I would say like a Mortal Kombat like toasty situation. He'll come in and be like, Now, Kevin, now you know you done fucked up, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. And then it's over. It's over. I mean,
Son,
two
Jesse the
different
Body
movies.
Ventura is not a small dude. Like, these dudes were 6 feet and better, well over
So
200 pounds,
that was
skilled in the art of
yeah.
hand-to-hand combat. You know what I'm saying? Not to just mention guns and how proficient they were with it, but they were skilled in the art of hand-to-hand combat and would disembowel you with a fucking butter knife. And you talk about this nigga is 12 years old and he's gonna these niggas can probably kill you with a plastic spoon. Nigga, what are you talking about? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
Oh man.
I'll be totally honest with you. I thought when you was going with the battle question, I thought you was going with Vader versus Batman, because I've seen that on IG all week.
Yeah, and
Oh,
Vader
nah.
and Batman stands still no fucking chance.
Yeah,
No.
that's no. Yeah. Vader against Batman. I don't give you could give Batman.
Batman
a
would have
couple
pulled him
years.
up on the screen and fucking Vader would have choked him out right there. He was like, yo, you know Vader.
Okay.
Oh,
So then
hit
Vader
to the
versus
cut screen.
Predator.
Go right to the cutscene, bro, because it's over.
So Vader versus Predator. Then is that worthy of conversation?
Yeah, the grizzly fucking bear versus Predator was a good fight. It was a good fight. It lasted 3 minutes, nigga. It lasted 1 round in a professional boxing match. It took up 3 minutes of field time, and the Predator still came out on top.
I'm talking about Darth Vader versus Predator.
Darth Vader versus Predator. You got to give it to Vader, though.
I think it would end in the Predator blowing everything up, and will Vader be able to survive that?
That's true.
That's really it.
The whole thing is the Predator is not going to reveal himself. He's going to be camouflaged until the very last minute, right? So Vader and his force would have to sense that, right?
Yeah.
Which he's done, he's sensed several things,
countless times.
Yeah. So
yes. So it's still advantage Vader. Vader would be intrigued. Vader would be intrigued by it. He was like, oh shit, this is a nice killing machine. Vader would try to probably choke it out and try to see if he can unleash it against the rebels. You know what I'm saying? And let him have his way with that shit. He's like, yo, if I can get 2 more of these, I don't even need stormtroopers. I just wipe out planets with these niggas.
Right.
Why do I need stormtroopers? These are the most efficient killers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I just release them down on the planet and let them go buck wild for 3 weeks, and the planet is ours. You know what I'm saying? Let the predators patrol the planet.
And they're dedicated to death and completing the mission.
Because I would think as soon as Vader cuts off that arm that has the bomb on it, like it's advantage Vader.
It's a wrap.
You know.
Vader can stop ships from leaving port. You don't understand the power what Vader wields. This nigga is on another level with his power. He's one of the most baddest, iconic bad guys of all time. You're not giving him the proper weight and respect that he deserves. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Now both of them versus Thanos, they lost, with or without the gauntlet. I'm sorry.
That's a different story. That's a different story. I'm not even getting into that.
And I'm not talking movie Thanos. I'm talking about the real Mad Titan.
Oh yeah, no, comic book Thanos. We all bow to the knee to that nigga. We bend the knee to that nigga right now. Yeah. Thanos is here. Bend the knee, nigga. It's not gonna work out for you. Bend the knee, nigga.
No Boys to Men need to be played on that one.
No, no, none of that.
Word. But that was it. I just wanted to throw that question out there. I knew y'all was take it as dumb as the question it was. So this is gonna get clipped up and thrown on TikTok and be like, yeah, whoever y'all are stupid. I got especially, and I'm not calling. Shout out to the homie Carl Bird, Codex Prime Podcast. You know, one of my wrestling group chat homies and all that. He even picked Kevin McAllister on his show Codex Prime. And I gotta say that my brother had that been high when he thought that this was right.
Anybody picking a little white kid over an alien apex predator, don't put me in the same room with them when shit goes down, bro. I do not want to be next to them. I don't want to be in the vicinity of them. None of that shit, because it's not going to work out. And I don't want to be collateral damage for that bullshit. Okay, I don't want to be even in the 10 block radius of that bullshit at all. Y'all niggas figure that shit out, and if one of y'all survive, tell me what happened.
It's so hard.
Can of paint and some Legos, boy. Wow.
Yeah,
Right?
can of paint and some fucking Legos and a VHS track running on a loop. Nigga,
Yeah.
is this what you're going to war with? Is
Yeah.
this what you're going to war with?
Right. Yeah.
Why not Kevin McAllister versus Mexican drug cartel? What the fuck is the difference? Because Predator wiped out an entire drug cartel, but we missed that fact. You know, how does that?
Mhm.
Jesus Christ!
Oh,
This nigga's taking out multiple people with high-powered weapons, and he wants to be challenged like this. This nigga wants to be challenged with multiple targets shooting at him, so he can run around and slice niggas up.
if you think about it, right? If you think about it, Predator wouldn't even approach him as a threat. Because like if you remember Prey, like parts of that movie, you know, he would come across somebody and it wouldn't even be a threat. He would walk right by him.
Right. Because where's the challenge in that?
Yeah.
Where's the challenge in that?
A 12-year-old white kid. Yeah, exactly.
Right, but so what is he again? He's gonna beat a killing machine with a bucket of paint? You know what I'm saying? Some balls rolling down the steps. You know, I'm gonna fall. Like, no, still okay. He might make him his little pet. You know what I'm saying? He'll bring him around.
Niggas are forgetting Kevin McAllister went up against the worst breaking and entering criminals of all fucking time, bro.
And Predator went against Alien. Okay.
If me and you was to run up in that place, ain't no bucket of paint and some Legos. I got shoes on, nigga. What are Legos? What are these Legos supposed to do to me? I'm kicking the door off the hinges and be like, "Where you at, little motherfucker? Come out!"
That's it.
Jesus Christ, man!
Hang him out the window like his friend did to Blanket. Crazy.
Predator versus a little white child. You fucking serious? You put too much power in the face of white kids. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They ain't never gonna save you, bro. They ain't never gonna save you.
Yeah, man, listen, this was a great way to kick this shit off because I did not expect that explosive of a response. I mean, it was the obvious, but I definitely dropped a tear just now because, them dudes had that been high. But shout outs to them for even creating that silly ass question, though. But yeah, let's get right into it, man. It's that time. Last week we did the AFC. This week we are covering just the NFC. We didn't even get to the playoffs part yet. We'll get to once we get to the midway point of the season. That's when we'll start doing our playoff predictions and all of that stuff. And we'll try to see and think who's gonna make it out by mid-season. But to start it off, we are kicking off with the AFC. I just said AFC. The NFC Conference. And we're starting with the South Division. Last year, the Buccaneers won the division easily at 13-4. The Saints, second place at 9-8. Falcons, 7-10. Panthers, 5-12. This one, you're gonna kick it off. Where do you see these teams lining up this year?
I mean, on paper, it's the Bucs. You know, I don't see any of those teams. They'll set out their division. You know, this year, I believe. On paper, I mean
Yeah, no, I get it. Definitely the Bucs for sure.
they definitely have probably top 3 best receiving core in the NFC. You know, when you look at their receiving core. Now it's up to Brady. You know, Brady's gonna be turned on. He's gonna be turned on as soon as that first snap. You know, but I feel as though Tampa is doing themselves a disservice because they really need to think of getting someone to just to draft a quarterback. Someone like how the Patriots did with Mac Jones. You know, have somebody come right or Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Have someone come slide right in because the guy's what 44. Like this is unheard of. You know, so yeah. But Tampa Bay this year, Tampa Bay.
Okay, and then how do you see the rest of the division rounded out?
You talking about as far as
seeding, like standings?
Yeah, from first to last.
Okay. Who else was in there?
You got New Orleans, North Carolina, and who's the last one, Dan?
You got Saints, Falcons, and Panthers.
Falcons, yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you know, Carolina. I would say Carolina's second, only because I think Mayfield is a small step up from Darnold. You know, and if McCaffrey can give you 8 games, you know, I think out of those 8 games, they're gonna go. They'll go. You know, 6-2, maybe 5-3 even. You know, after that, Saints. Definitely, you definitely have. I definitely have to pick the Saints over Atlanta, because Atlanta, I have no faith in Mariota. You know, so yeah, that's my picks for that team, for that division.
TJ?
I'm gonna disagree with him a little bit. I do have the Bucks winning the division, but the wild card in that division is the Saints. You got Michael Thomas coming back. You have Alvin Kamara, who is on the same tier as McCaffrey, and he doesn't get injured as often. The Saints still have viable weapons on the offensive side of the ball. Their defense can be suspect a lot. It's just what they're going to do with their quarterback situation. Is this going to be Jameis here time to shine? Is it going to be Taysom Hill? Are they going to rotate? Are they going to swap downs and shit like that? That's what's going to come down to. They can rattle off 10, 11 wins, you know, with that offense, but like it just depends on what New Orleans Saints team shows up. I got the division almost playing out. I flip-flopped North Carolina and Atlanta because I'm with O on that. I don't see Atlanta doing much, but the Panthers might not be able to do much either. It depends on the health of McCaffrey. Baker Mayfield is an okay quarterback. He should be able to manage them, like O said, a few wins. He should be able to pull a few wins out of the bag himself, but I got them finishing third, and the Atlanta Falcons are a mess right now. There's no Calvin Ridley. Jones is gone. They got a decent running back, and they got that all-talented Cordell Patterson. He's nice, but it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. They got that super tight end too, who's very good.
Yeah,
but it's not going to be enough to push them to be any viable threat to either any of those teams above them in that division. So I got Bucks, Saints, Panthers on the health of McCaffrey, and then the Falcons.
Sorry, y'all. And I mine mirrors yours, TJ, but only with one difference, that I would have had the Saints winning the division this year, because this is one of those divisions that tends to flip-flop who wins and tends to flip-flop often. But because Brady's there, this is a little different. It's a little different. I think the Bucks have a stronghold on this division for right now while he's still playing.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
If Brady gets hurt because he's not no spring chicken anymore, what do the Bucks do? Are they tumbling down and fighting for their playoff lives, or everything rests on the shoulders and the arms of Tom and the head of Tom Brady, and
Well,
that's
not
it?
everything does not rest on them because it's a team game. Their
Right,
defense is still solid. I think
right.
I personally think the Saints defense is probably just a little better.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? And the reason why the Saints are going to contend late because we still got to see what Jameis Winston's going to look like because he just played his first preseason game, which was his first live snaps since his injury last year. But I think he's coming back stronger than ever. Like seeing all his off-season workouts and stuff, like I think this man is ready to prove something since
okay.
since Drew Brees is gone. Plus, also the reason why I have the Saints as second is because Alvin Kamara's got to serve 6 games.
No,
So
they said that's going to be next year.
oh, not this year.
Yeah, not this year. They said that
How did they make that happen?
his lawyers have been delaying this trial forever, and they said by the time it probably goes somewhere, the season will be over. And they're pushing this. They're pushing this well into next year.
Okay.
On all accounts that I've heard, that Kamara should be playing the full season this year.
Okay, so yeah, because I was more concerned with where is this man going to be now. So now the concern is where is he going to be mentally when it comes to the game, you know? So because I thought he was gone for 6 games, and that was
no, not yet.
The immediate write off, in my opinion, to why the Saints will be second place. But the Panthers, yeah, Baker Mayfield is somewhat of an improvement over Sam Darnold. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's going to go through some of the same woes that Darnold did. The only difference is he can run the ball better than Darnold can to escape.
Right.
So that's where a huge difference lies there. But yeah, the Falcons, they lost Matty Ice. It was over for them. Not to put everything on the quarterback, but this Falcons team has showed nothing, or nothing's been said about them that shows improvement. So yeah, it's Falcons in last place. So now TJ, it's on you. We're going with the North, and the NFC North last year was the Packers in first place at 13-4. Vikings in second, 8-9. The Bears 6-11. Lions 3-13.
This is a very interesting division, especially this year. The Packers are no walk-in to win the division, especially with the Vikings there. The Vikings have a real solid squad. They have pretty much everybody coming back. They have a good running back. Their wide receiver core is top 5 with Thielen and the young kid. That is a dynamic duo. They also got a decent tight end. Their quarterback is solid. So that's very interesting. Don't sleep on the Lions either, though. The Lions, as much as people kick them, they're playing with some pride. I think they're going to play with some pride this year. I really think they're going to play with some pride this year. So it won't be enough to push them to win the division, but they're gonna lose some close games. They're gonna be the hard out this year. I definitely see them being the hard out. And what's the fourth team?
You said the Bears already?
The Bears. No, I haven't said the Bears. The Bears. They will be the cellar dwellers of the NFC North this year. I expect them to win 3 games this year. 2 by luck, 1 by a last-minute field goal.
Sounds familiar.
I got the Vikings probably winning this division. And I know it's Aaron Rodgers probably last year, especially with Green Bay. He's got a lot to prove and a lot to show, but they lost the best wide receiver in the league, and Devontae Adams. A man's a machine. Replacing him with who they replaced with Juju? No, Juju went to KC, right?
Yeah,
they got Marquez Scandling,
Valdez, I think his last
Yeah,
name.
Valdez. He's not scaring nobody.
Man,
Their running backs are really good. I think was it Aaron Jones? He's a really good, talented running back. He's going to get some rushing touchdowns. But to Dan's point, year after year, they play well with a lead. They do not play well from behind. I mean, you can't count Aaron Rodgers out, but the Vikings are they're a different team. They've got their personnel lined up already. So I'm going to go Vikings, then Green Bay, then the Lions, and then Chicago's finest, the Bears.
and
That's
see,
how I see it.
this time I don't mirror you with the exception of the top two. I think the Vikings are just that good of a team right now. This is a case where you can what kind of Kirk Cousins are we going to get? You know, like are we
Right.
going to get just a regular season great Kirk Cousins, or will we get a playoff great, some playoff wins this year with the Vikings? But I definitely see them winning this division because the loss of Devontae Adams is major in my opinion.
Huge,
It's
huge,
huge.
huge.
And you know how the talking heads on TV, it's Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers does not catch the ball. He can put the fear of Jordan in people, and to all accounts of what I've heard is that's kind of what he does in practices. He puts that fear of Jordan in you to not fail. But even still, TJ just said what I always say. I think they're going to be playing from a deficit in a bunch of games this year, but enough that I think they're going to just miss the playoffs. Like the NFC North is not getting two teams this year. They're going to just miss the playoffs.
No, they are not.
The world's going to be upset about that. But I have the Bears and the Lions. I have the Bears in third place, but just due to tiebreaker because I, like you, TJ, think the Lions are going to be much improved. I still think they're unfortunately going to be in last place, but they are going to be a team that's going to be a hard out for many. I think they're going to be a hard out for many, and I just think division-wise, Bears and Lions. I have a feeling that the Bears could probably beat them both games. You know, I have a feeling that could probably happen, but that'll be the tiebreaker. Like they'll both end up with like a 6 and whatever record. Like probably, and I'm saying no more than 6 wins for either team.
You think the Bears can win 6 games?
Yeah, and
Their defense is going to win a game for them?
No, I think Justin Fields is going to win games for them.
Wow.
Over Jared Goff. This is where, again, I don't normally like to look quarterback, but in this case, I am. And though I hate Ohio State, I'm trusting the Ohio State quarterback over Jared Goff. Oh, it's on you.
I agree. I agree with you. I don't think NFC North is going to get two teams in. But I do think that Green Bay this is still their division. It's just I think Aaron Rodgers has a lot to prove this year because of Devontae Adams leaving. And I don't know. I mean, Kirk Cousins, he just has not done it for me. You know,
he's a streaky quarterback, though. Oh, he's a very streaky quarterback.
When he catches fire, he's among the best of them. You know, but maybe 9-7 or 9-8 this year from Minnesota. I believe. You know.
I think Justin Jefferson's got something to say about that.
Yeah, man. I think they're going to run
the division now.
I think they're going to run over a few teams with that running attack too. You got to forget they got a top 5 running back in their backfield, or at least top 10 running back in there.
Yeah, I muted you. Oh, no big deal.
My bad.
All good, all good. It ain't you. Like I said, it's nature's fault.
It's air traffic control fault. But yeah, I still think this road goes through Green Bay because Aaron Rodgers is that good of a quarterback. You know, last year's MVP. You know, I mean, the Bears. I think the Bears are going to be the cell dwellers this year. You know, Dan Campbell's team, the Lions. I really believe that they bought in. You know, they're bought in, and him alone, him being a head coach alone. You know, even though they don't have much talent on that team, I think they'll get you about 6 wins. You know? So yeah, so
I'm not sure if the plane agrees with you or disagrees.
I give Green Bay. I think Green Bay is gonna win their division. Minnesota after that, Detroit, and then Chicago.
Cool, not bad, not bad.
You know, Justin Fields, Chicago quarterbacks. I mean, when was the last good one? Jim McMahon, maybe?
Maybe? No, who's the quarterback that took him to the Super Bowl when Lovie Smith was there? When he played,
that was
when he played against Herm Edwards.
Rex Grossman.
Oh my God!
Rex Grossman,
please.
Was it Rex?
No,
Grossman?
don't say that.
No.
It was not Rex Grossman.
No, I forgot the kid's name. I think it was it the kid from Oregon?
Oh, didn't he play for Denver after that? Cutler? It was Cutler, right?
No, it wasn't Jay Cutler.
Oh, it wasn't Jay Cutler? I gotta look this up now.
Yeah, I gotta look that up.
I'm looking right now. I just typed it in 2007, and let's see who was the. Okay, let's see the team. What the fuck is giving me everything but the team? Oh, roster. Here we go. And QB, not Brian Greasy. Yeah, it was Rex Grossman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was Rex Grossman.
That must have been a hell of a defense.
It was.
It was.
It was.
It was.
It definitely was.
When Urlacher was still there.
Mm-hmm.
Who else
was Mac on that team?
Peppers? No, I think that was before Mac. Yeah, Peppers was there.
Rex Grossman. Let's see. Let's see. Let me just some. Oh yeah, Adewale Ogunleye was there. Shout out to Adewale.
Yeah.
Staten Island product.
Nice.
Let's see. Yeah. Peanut Tillman. Charles Tillman was still there.
Yeah.
Urlacher, Turnbull.
Julius Peppers was there, right?
No, he was not on that team.
Oh, okay.
No.
Who was the guy that ran back all the kickoffs?
Hester.
Yeah, Devin Hester.
Yeah, he had to be on that team.
Yeah, Devin Hester was there.
Yeah. Devin Hester. That was a weapon.
Robbie Gould at kicker.
Yeah, that was a solid kicker.
They had a good offensive line. Roberto Garza.
Who's the running back?
Offensive line. Cedric Benson.
Wow.
Texas, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Cedric Benson from Texas. Yeah. No, they had it was at that team at the team at that time. It was all about their freaking. It was all about that defense. It was all about that defense. But we gotta add them in because we got two divisions. You happen to have been able to be available during. We're up to our last two now left. Yeah. We got the homie Jared from the #Blackout podcast, owner of Hooks Rubs and Spices. I implore everybody to go run to his website to go get some dope seasonings to put all over your meats. No pause.
Put them all over your glizzies up there in the East Coast.
There you go. One of five black men in Utah. Jared, what's good with you?
Oh man. I mean, that is actually pretty factual. What's up, man? Hey, the mayor, thank y'all very much. Big O TJ, what's up to y'all? Thank you for inviting me to the show and always obviously staying connected with us. And we've had y'all on our show before, you and JP back in the day. So thank you for that. And yeah, just like Dan the Mayor said, I'm Jared, one half of the hashtag Blackout Podcast. My cousin Jay sends his love. Let's see here. You can, I think you can see him over my shoulder. Right there. There you go.
He's out with booty pains right now. Not back pains. Back pains.
I don't know. He had like a crazy workout this week, so he said his back. He needed backiotomy. So he's resting up. But yeah, man, half of the hashtag Blackout Podcast also own Hooks, Rubs, and Spices, which you could there you go. You can see it right there. There's my hat. And yeah, I'm originally from Texas. I'm from Houston. So I'm not a Cowboys fan. I hate them, always have.
Thank the Lord.
And you know, the Houston versus Dallas, or really the Texas, you know, most cities in Texas versus Dallas, hatred is almost like the Yankees versus Red Sox. It's within the same region, right? But you know, you just don't like each other. But I am a Giants fan, and also I root for the Texans.
Yes. Yes.
So TJ and Big O, you know, I knew that I would have some love on here when I came to talk with Dan.
It's all right. I'm used to.
So hold on.
I
got a question. What made you move to white man's Wakanda?
That's funny. Wow. Well, okay. So that's funny, man. I met my wife in Fort Worth. I went to college down there at TCU. Actually, I went to college with LaDainian Tomlinson. Dude, he's a cool man.
Nice.
He was cool in school, and then even after school, obviously, as his career took off, you know, seeing him outside of school and stuff like that, it's always good because he like asks you how your family is, asks you how you doing. So he's a legit down to earth person, and he's a real one. Anyway, I went to college with him. I stayed up there and worked and did a lot of voiceover work, commercials and stuff like that, video games. And then eventually met my wife. She's from Utah. And from about the moment that we got married, she's like, oh, wouldn't it be great to move to Utah? And I'm like, no, why?
No.
Why?
Never. It's never a good idea.
I'm telling you, man, the craziest thing was, you know, anytime we came here to visit, you know, and we saw black people walking on the road or something like that, she's like, look, Jared, there's some more black people there. And I'm like, bro, you know it's a problem if they got to point them out. You know what I'm trying to say? So, but, you know, it's wild. So I don't know, man.
Your wife likes to do like I do and play Count the Pepper.
Pretty much, man. That's pretty much what it is.
Listen, when black unity is real out there.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I mean, you see a lot of the same people all over the place, so it's all right. But I'll tell you this though, man. She was a teacher, elementary teacher, in Fort Worth for years and years. She got burned out. She wanted to do something else, and the thing that she wanted to do was skincare, and so she the schools back in Texas were too expensive. We couldn't afford it. So, you know, the best option, actually the best schools were here in Utah. So she's like, we can go and stay with my mom, you know, to get a start, and then we could figure it out from there. And I wasn't necessarily tied to my job then. So I moved here, and I'm going to tell you what, man, even though it's really wild, it's really different. They only got what, 2 professional sports teams, which sucks. No football. The cool thing is this, for my business, from a seasoning business, you know, they only season their chicken up here with salt. Right?
You landed in a gold mine, bro.
Really, man. It's actually really worked out.
You are the diverse guy in the room.
They're like, oh, you're the black seasoning guy. Yes, that's me. So, yeah. But honestly, man, Utah is not as bad as you would imagine. And honestly, while there is like a little bit of sort of like mask racism from time to time, it's not as bad as stuff that I probably noticed and grew up with in the South. So it's weird, right. It's different, but the people here are nice. It's just weird.
Do people look at you funny for drinking soda?
Man, or drinking what, caffeinated soda, yeah.
Yeah.
But and coffee. They did, but there's like a big, I guess, like an underground of people who do that, and it's not as taboo. And honestly, apparently the Mormon Church several years back bought like a portion of Coca-Cola.
What?
So now they allow it. It's like
blasphemous.
Yeah. They don't do coffee, right? But they do Coke. But there's these ones that are called.
I'm sure they do Coke out there.
Oh, they do. Heroin was the thing apparently. But there's a lot of people they call the Jack Mormons who do all the things that you're not supposed to do, but they still claim the religion. So it's wild out here, man. But no, I do the things. I'm like, I'll have a drink. I'll drink my Coke and coffee. Whatever, man. I don't care. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, see you later.
So the Jacks you set tripping on the set.
Yes, exactly.
Jared,
no,
the
man, it's
Utah
cool.
Diversity God. That's your name now, Jared. The Utah Diversity God.
Wow, diversity president.
Put that on a shirt, Jared. Put that on a shirt.
Put it on a t-shirt.
So,
I'll wear it around.
The Utah Diversity God.
Wow.
GAWW. Gotta get the W in there.
The Utah Diversity God.
If I put that on there, then they'll be having the little people show up at my front door with the white shirts and the ties. So, hey, I need to talk to you.
With the name tag. Let me holler at you for a minute.
No, we're not gonna talk about that, bro. Anyway, y'all, hey man, thank y'all so much, man. I truly appreciate this. This is gonna be fun. So,
man, listen,
thanks for coming on, man.
It's been a couple years since you've been on here, and the door is always open.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
y'all
sorry.
are busy. Y'all are always busy after.
I think it's the
y'all
time.
Y'all are in. What is it like? 10 o'clock over there, 11 o'clock over there?
It just turned 12, so it's 2 hours difference. And I think when we finish our show, y'all start your show. And then by that time, when I finish, most of the time my family's like, hey, we want some breakfast. And I'm the cook at the house. So
yeah. So you gotta get to it. It is what it is.
It's all good.
Yeah, we ain't going nowhere. So you got time. We got time, more time to collaborate as we do what we do. And so, what we're doing right now is we got to wrap up this NFC West and then get to our division, the NFC East. And we'll start with you, Jared. So last year, the West, we obviously know where this landed. Super Bowl champion Rams finished at 12-5, followed by the Cardinals at 11-6, who pretty much shit the bed out of their way of winning that division. The 49ers, who this division had all the playoff teams, at 10-7, and then the Seahawks at 7-10. From top to bottom, where do you see this division going?
Wow. Oh man, that's a good question. The fact that Odell's not back, my dude OBJ, the fact that he's not back with the Rams yet, I guess, does sort of give me a little bit of pause on them. But honestly, I'm not sure what the kid's going to do in San Francisco. I don't really trust him yet until you get him with some real first team defenses, until you get them scheming against him. I'm not sure what he's going to do. Can he grow? Can he be, the next coming of Kyler Murray a couple years ago? Maybe. But then again, he could also, be as bad as the Seahawks were last year. So right now I'm leaving it with the champs of the division with the Rams. Yeah. And then I will go with the Cardinals after that, but I'm going to give you a caveat in a second to the Cardinals. And then we'll go 49ers and Seahawks because I don't trust Geno Smith. I'm a TCU guy. Geno Smith went to West Virginia, so I always have a little grudge against him. He came to the Giants and he was terrible too. So I'm always going to have a little bit against him for that. Because they replaced Eli with him for one game and he was horrible. But the caveat to the Cardinals is Kyler Murray is amazing. You never know what he's going to do. Yes, they pissed it down their leg, as one of my coaches would have called it back in the day when they were leading, and they stole defeat from the jaws of victory when it came to the division title. But I'm going to go and see the Cardinals versus the Raiders because Vegas is only a 6-hour drive. So I'm going to see them in 2 weeks. So that may change my mind, but I'm still putting them second. And I do put both of those the first two teams in the playoffs I will say that the 49ers and the Seahawks miss the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of agree with Jared with much of his list, but where are you at?
This division right here is tough because three teams getting into the playoffs is damn near unheard of, and that's what it's looking like now. Like I really want to say that the 49ers and the Rams to me are a toss up. I think the Rams can still win the division without OBJ. That's who I'll be backing my money behind. The 49ers, I like the Niners. Hold on a second.
We got it. We got mass Southwest flights interrupting as ghetto as they are.
Yeah, I like the Niners. I got the Niners coming in. If I had to choose, I'd have the Niners coming in second.
Wow.
Cardinals. If Murray decides to pick up a book, and him do it every now and again, they may win a couple of games down the road, down the line, man. But we'll see. Seahawks, yeah, nah, they're. I wouldn't be surprised if Seahawks start tanking, early, and looking for that quarterback coming out of college, So that's how I got going.
Shout out to Wyatt, man. Again, we're gonna get you on, Wyatt. We're gonna get you on, man. We'll just stay in touch through Instagram. But he said, lifelong Seahawks fan here, predicting we go 4-13, and that's kind of what I'm looking at right now too. I think the Seahawks are gonna be the bottom basement feeders of this division this year. I still like the Rams to keep it up, because y'all mentioned OBJ. Y'all also got to remember they didn't get OBJ until late. So close to playoffs. So they did it without him the whole year. Cardinals are still second place, and they're making the playoffs. This team, I think Kyler Murray should have his head on straight this year. He got his money. He got paid. They're going to be a hard out because they might have I think their defense should be equal to what the Rams defense can look like. No, they don't have a Jalen Ramsey or a fucking Aaron Donald. But can J.J. Watt stay healthy? Can the rest of those beasts on that offensive line stay healthy? And then I think Hopkins is a person we got to wait 6 or 8 games for. Also, he's another person who was suspended.
He's suspended, right?
Yeah. So, and what can Kyler do without him? I think he'll be all right. I know this Cardinals team is definitely going to play second place and make the playoffs. So 49ers, once again, let's see. It was not Jordan Love, is not their quarterback. What's the kid's name?
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, thank you. I knew it was a black dude. Why all mixed black dudes got to be named Trey? I don't know.
Man, come to Utah, you'll see them all.
There you go. Damn. Funny enough, you got to go back and listen to a few episodes back of hashtag Blackout with this joke that I'm gonna make. Shout outs to your son and being with the diversity club in his school. Once again, that's why you're the diversity guard of Utah. but
I'll tell you know what's wild, man. I met his teacher, and his teacher was like, yeah, our homeroom, I guess his homeroom teacher. So he's like, our homeroom is like part of the diversity homeroom for this grade level. So all the kids in there are, supposed to be contributing to that. And my son was like, there's going to be white kids in there. There's going to be blacks and Mexican. I was like, bro, that's fine. For all the kids who don't know, teach them about you. Let them, you learn about them. That's what it's all about. So,
exactly.
So hopefully he could do that. So that's funny. But yeah, thank you.
And having a mixed environment is diversity.
Yeah. That's how I grew up. So.
As long as the kids have open minds, that's what's the most important. But yeah, no need to go any further on the Seahawks because I already said it. I agree with Wyatt. Maybe 5 wins, and that's pushing it. That's pushing it heavy. Maybe 5 wins for these Seahawks. It's not just because of Geno Smith. It's just their talent has depleted immensely across the board. Yeah, they still got what's the name at receiver, but will Geno Smith be able to stay off his
DJ.
back? Yeah, DJ Metcalf, but DK Metcalf,
DK.
excuse me.
DK, my bad.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think Geno Smith's gonna be able to stay off his back long enough to to get him the ball. So DK Metcalf is going to be upset that he re-signed that contract, even though I'm still a little upset. My Eagles kind of missed on him. We had a chance on him in the draft and all that. But TJ, it's on you.
This division is for the Rams. To lose. All right, and they're it depends. Are they going to have a championship hangover, and just take it light? I don't see it happening. Their coach is a very good coach. The Cardinals. Even without Hopkins, they have a solid running back. They still got some decent wide receivers on the outside. That defense comes to play every game. They're going to make it tough. They're going to be on the heels of the Chargers. Of the Rams the whole year. They just won't be able to get over the hump. The Niners. Is Garoppolo staying? Is Trey Lance starting? What's going on there? They do have Bosa on the other side of that defense.
Well,
they got
Trey
one
Lance
of the top three.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Trey Lance is the guy now.
All right. They got one of the top three tight ends in Kittle. He's a monster when he's healthy. They're gonna make some noise. They're gonna be a tough out on the defensive side of the ball, no doubt. I don't know if this division reminds me of the old NFC East divisions where you almost had guaranteed 3 teams coming out of there every year with the level of talent these top 3 teams have on this in that division.
Yeah.
They can definitely do it. With Trey Lance at quarterback, I know Dan says he don't like to put it on the quarterback, but I don't know if he's going to. I don't see 3 teams coming out of that division this year. I don't know if he just doesn't have the experience. And he hasn't been put in those situations where they need him to pull a gut out and win or not right now.
That team is going to need they're going to need a lot out of Debo. And I hate saying it like that, but them banking on Debo Samuel's re-signing, which he did, that means they're going to put a lot of the onus on him.
That's a lot of workload. Running back, wide receiver. He's going to get at least 25 touches a game no matter where he's lined up at. And he has to stay healthy on top of that. He might be worn down towards the end of the season. I don't know how they're going to. Like I said, they do have Kittle. He can carry some of that load for him. And they do have a decent running back. But I just don't see 3 teams coming out of there. I do see the Rams and the Cardinals definitely making out of that division. But in my top, the way I have it going down, it'll be pretty much how it's set up now. The Rams, the Cardinals, the Niners, and Geno Smith never carried anybody out of anywhere, much less out of his house.
The only thing Geno Smith has carried was his jaw out of that Jets locker room.
Bruh.
Wow.
People don't forget.
Wow. I didn't want to bring that up, but okay, since you went there, yes, the 4-win Seattle Seahawks are going to be the cellar dwellers of that division.
But now we are finally up to our division, that NFC East. And Jared, once again, and you being the guest, and I'm going to let all y'all Giants fans go first this time. I'm going last. But I know some of y'all are going to rock with who my number 1 is, and I'm not picking it off of bias. But Jared, go ahead.
Okay. Wow. Well, let me just say this. Having grown up in Texas and witnessed, the Giants destroy the Cowboys, the Giants get whooped by the Cowboys. Honestly, this is so weird because I know that y'all probably don't feel this way because y'all actually live up in, Eagles, Giants, Redskins country or Commanders, whatever the name is now. But I grew up as a Giants fan, and I would root for everybody against the Cowboys. So if the Eagles played the Cowboys, I'm an Eagles fan that weekend for sure. If the Redskins played the Cowboys, I was rooting for them, especially because they had Doug Williams back in the day too. So I
Right.
rooted for them because they're quarterback. And I will say the same thing these days. I really wish that the Eagles and Redskins Commanders, I'm gonna have to get used to it. I wish that they would tie with the Cowboys and neither team will win. But, and that's a thing that can happen nowadays still, right? It can happen now. But since that's not the case, I have to always root against them, but always Giants first in this scenario. So I will say this. I think Dallas is not going to be as good as they have been because I think the Eagles have caught up. Honestly, when I look at it, I could be a homer as much as I want and say, hey, the Giants are going to storm through, but I know that's not going to happen. But I will say this. I know that the Cowboys will not run away with the division this year. I think the Eagles have caught up. Even though I'm not a huge Jalen Hurts fan, I think they've caught up with all of their pieces that they put in place around him. I can't remember the receiver that they got. They traded for the draft. Yeah, AJ Green. AJ Brown, sorry. Yeah, so he, is going to be a great part of their offense, adding him. My boy Jalen Reagor from TCU, hopefully he turns it around and doesn't get cut because I still think he's valuable. If he gets cut, I hope, I don't know, the Giants don't pick him up because he drops too much. But but hey, I hope he has a job. But hey, I'll tell you this, the thing that I'll say about the Commanders, don't trust them. Because they lost Chase Young for a portion of the season, and then also they have what's that dude, Carson Wentz. You can't trust him, to get yourself out of a paper bag. So Carson Wentz is a no for me. So I'm going to put the Commanders at the bottom of the division. I'm going to put the Giants and the Cowboys actually tying for second place. I think the Giants could do it. I got faith in DJ this year, but then again, every single year, I flip this hat around and say I got faith in Daniel Jones. And these last couple of years, it's not been worth it. But I'm going to tell you something. I think he looks a lot better in this new offense. I think Saquon looks strong again. He doesn't look scared to run the ball. I think our cornerbacks will have some issues with this Wink Martindale type of defense, but I think our defensive line is looking really good. Offensive line is looking better than I expected. And hopefully these pieces that we put in place around Daniel Jones will really help him out. So I'm not going to say that they're going to win 10 games, but I'm going to say they're going to do way better than they did last year because their schedule is a much more winnable schedule than it has been in several seasons. So we'll say it like that. The Dallas Cowboys, what made me aggravated, y'all saw the highlights a couple weeks ago when Kevontae Turpin ran 2 returns back during the game for a touchdown. That is the one guy that I was like, if that kid gets signed to anybody, as long as it's not within our division, if it's not us, and then as long as it's not the Cowboys, of course, signed by the Cowboys. This kid went to TCU. If his career got derailed by some random, legal trouble, and he ended up, getting kicked off the team his last season, where he would have been, drafted, within the first couple of rounds that season. If his career hadn't gotten derailed and he went to a team with an at least, above average to quality quarterback, I will tell you guys this. We would be talking about him in the same breath as we talked about Tyreek Hill the past few years. He is absolutely beyond dynamic. Seeing him in person, seeing him return punts, return kicks, several for touchdowns on both sides in college, and then him on offense, he was literally the best player on the field whenever he played. He played with Josh Doxson, who was with the Redskins. He played with what's his name, Rager. He played with the man who passed away this offseason, who was the defensive back for Jeff Gladney for the Vikings. Gladney was a fast dude. This dude was faster. He was the best player on the field, and it just pains me so much to see him on the Cowboys. I hope that he has an amazing season. I hope he's like the next coming of Devin Hester, but I hope the Cowboys lose all of their games.
Of course.
But since I predicted that they tie with the Giants.
Like Devin Hester.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. Pretty much, right?
Just
like Devin Hester. Just like Devin Hester.
Just like Devin Hester. But since I've belabored this point too long, and I'm sorry, but I painfully will say that the Eagles will most likely, probably win the division. Maybe. Hopefully not. And hopefully it's the Giants, but it's be the Eagles.
All right. Oh, or TJ, whoever wants to go, it's on y'all.
I'll go. I'll go. Man. I'll be honest with you. I mean, lifelong Giants fan. Whenever the Giants don't make the playoffs, it's a consolation for me. If they beat Dallas twice, that's good enough for me most of the time. I hate Philly, but Dallas fans is just too obnoxious for me. And also this year, Daniel Jones is playing the contract year. Saquon's playing the contract year. So I'm expecting a lot from them. Having said that, I wanted Giants to draft Kenny Pickett. They didn't. So I want Kenny Pickett to have a great season. I wasn't here last week. I want Kenny Pickett to have a great season with Pittsburgh just to prove my point. But I have zero faith in Daniel Jones. I am a big Saquon Barkley fan. So having said that, I have them going third behind the Eagles and behind the Cowboys.
Cowboys winning it?
I got the Cowboys winning the division.
Okay.
I have that's another gonna be another close one with Philly and Dallas. But I have Dallas ahead of Philly slightly. Not the Eagles, sorry. Cobra Commanders coming in fourth. Yeah, that's about it. But I have faith in my Giants this year. Wink just doesn't have the horses to support his to support his defense. So I think I want to say in the next couple of drafts, we're going to see a different Giants defense.
How ill would it be if Dan Snyder bought from the G.I. Joe franchise and had them coming out to the field, Cobra, la 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 la.
Man, I might have watched the game. I probably would have watched the game or two just for that.
Would you imagine? What would you imagine if they had Cobra Commander, coming out in his outfit
with the metal
head, like a gold metal face. In burgundy outfit.
Have y'all not seen that meme? I wish I could find it. But when they changed the name to Commanders, somebody made a meme of Cobra Commander in burgundy and yellow.
Wow!
I gotta find it.
See it. They're villains. Find it. I can see it.
TJ, it's on you.
Yo, honestly, I think this division's up for grabs. Honestly, on paper, it should be the Eagles, then the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Commanders. But I think, can Zeke stay healthy? Can Dak stay healthy? We see what these teams look like when either one of those two go down. The Eagles are the most complete team sound team on paper and on the field. And we've seen, yes, we have a lack of faith in Daniel Jones, but Daniel Jones had to go up with an offensive line that if you put me, Dan, and Owen there, he wasn't getting the ball off regardless. So the man was running for his life every day, every Sunday. So to have him with a decent offensive line, I think we'll get a much better product at the quarterback position. No doubt. Saquon had no place to run to. He was always, he didn't just hit the hole. He didn't hit the hole because there was no hole to hit.
No hole to hit, yeah.
There was no hole to hit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, your offense is only as good as your offensive line is. And we saw how trash the offensive line was for the Giants. And they do have some decent pieces. They've been hit by the injury bug a little bit earlier here in preseason. So we'll see how that shakes out. They got a stud in Thibodeau coming off that end there. And they're going to have him line up as an outside linebacker.
He's hurt.
Williams in the middle. They have another big guy at nose tackle. They should be solid across their front four should be solid.
Kayvon Thibodeau is hurt.
Yeah, he is. He's hurt. It's more precautionary. Yeah, it's more precautionary than everything. Like Jared said, they're going to have trouble in his secondary. Their corners are suspect. But it's going to be more on the offense this year than I think it is going to be on the defense. And we just got to see what happens. As far as it plays out, the Eagles should win the division. The Cowboys should make a push. Maybe those are the two teams that come out if they don't shoot themselves in the foot like they consistently do year in and year out. I got the Giants finishing third, unfortunately. And, as Dan posted, the Cobra Commanders rounding out the bottom as the cellar dwellers of the division. They always say don't count out Riverboat Ron, but Riverboat Ron has been cashed out several times already, and he needs to leave the casino early this year. And that's the way I have it. I mean, I still think the division's up for grabs. An injury too here or there could change that completely around.
Yeah, I'm with you on it's up for grabs, but I not calling Homer, not calling biased, just off of personnel and improvements alone. My Eagles are winning this division, and I do feel very, very confident in stamping that. Jalen Hurts is slowly making me a believer. I guess more because I'm playing with him in Madden, and I've been hella accurate with him. So,
that always helps. That always helps.
No, but we have, in my opinion, not the best quarterback in the division. I will give it up to Dak at that for right now. But Jalen Hurts, I think, is going to outplay him several times over because we have the best receiving core in the division. It's up in the air to say we got the best set of running backs because Zeke has been figured out. We're not getting the same Ezekiel Elliott. Saquon is still kind of coming back from past injuries and stuff. Y'all mentioned contract years. Contract years can produce completely different types of animals. But I still don't believe y'all Giants have enough. So unfortunately, because I actually still do believe in Carson Wentz, I do believe that the Commanders' defense is one of the best defenses within the division. It's going to be like a 7-9. I mean, 7-10, 6-11, or maybe 7-10 tie. Giants at the bottom, Commanders over them. I hate saying it in front of y'all like that. I don't believe in y'all Giants team like that. Kayvon Thibodeau is one huge improvement. A healthy Saquon is a huge improvement. Carson Wentz is a far better quarterback, in my opinion. And y'all hate it, because y'all hate it. If it wasn't for Carson Wentz setting the dinner table for us in 2018, it was 2017 into 18, we wasn't winning that Super Bowl. He did, and I'll leave that at that.
That's true. He set the table. That's true.
He set the table. He set the table. But the Cowboys team, that speedster that y'all got at the return game, let's see how he is if he plays receiver or any. Jerry Jones is going to want to see him there. Mike McCarthy is going to shit the bed out of a contract and out of a job, I think. Ezekiel Elliott, like I said, has been figured out. Dak is still going to be efficient and accurate, but the long game, the long game is not going to be their strong suit this year. It's really not.
You have no faith in CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb. I like CeeDee Lamb, but I think Dak is going to have trouble getting him the ball. unless they keep him in the short to mid, mid range
They do
kind of
not
game.
have that vaunted offensive line as they used to in years past.
Yes, that offensive line is very overrated.
Tyron
My
Smith just
Eagles,
got hurt too. So
my Eagles offensive
season.
line isn't the greatest right now either. But I think we have enough speed across the front, across our front, that can kind of handle that. Plus, Jalen Hurts, he is a pass first kind of guy, but has better legs than any other quarterback in the division. Shout outs to Daniel Jones though, because his ass can run. Even if he does a lot of running, but when he gets in an open field, his ass can run. I ain't mad at that. But
as long as his body doesn't go faster than his legs and he doesn't fall down on the way to the end zone. Come on.
Right?
There's always that part.
Yeah,
There's always that part.
But but honestly, and then especially too, defensive wise, we're definitely gonna have that Jordan Davis draft pick. Honestly, I think took us to another level. It honestly made our already somewhat scary defensive line even scarier. And if that helps keep, him and Fletcher Cox, whether they're on the field at the same time and or rotating, that's a problem. Like you're facing off against the same guy, snap after snap after snap after snap. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think our improvement really needed to be on the offensive side of the ball, and that AJ Brown acquisition, which was to me, we won the draft with that move, and the draft in the Jordan Davis, and I forgot who else other names of the players we got, and then I didn't also mention, besides AJ Brown, y'all still got to catch Devontae Smith.
That's true.
It's offensive problems across the board with this Eagles team.
It is.
So I can confidently say, and if we don't, hey, I'm used to losing. I could take it. I'm a big boy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm confident enough to say that my Eagles can win a division, Cowboys second place, and then Commanders, Giants. But that's going to be like the knockdown drag out for last place in the division. We're going to have two playoff teams this year as far as the NFC East is concerned. That I think is a given because, as you mentioned, Jared, the NFC East as a whole has probably the easiest schedule out of anybody. I think we play the South. I think we play the South in both the NFC and the AFC this year.
Yeah.
So I didn't really look over the schedule while we were talking, but yeah, I think let me look at the Eagles schedule now, and we have the AFC North. No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. No, we got the NFC North and the AFC South this year. With
and the
with
AFC
Pittsburgh,
South is trash.
Yeah,
with
they're pretty bad.
Pittsburgh in there as the one North that we got to face. So I'm not like the way this schedule lines up too. Like I don't see Tennessee as a threat anymore, even though you got to stop what's the name. Arizona could be a problem. Jacksonville should be an easy dust off. Minnesota's going to be tough. And then, Indianapolis to me is a sleeper team on most people.
That's a hard out. That's a hard out.
It looks tough, but it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
So the NFC is going to thrive strong this year. We're definitely going to have two playoff teams for sure. Just hopefully it's your team. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what, man. After you, just to follow up your comments about some of the players that y'all got. So yeah, talking about Turpin from the Cowboys, Jordan Davis. When the Eagles picked him, I was like, "Come on, man, really? Why? Of all the places, because I mean, I don't know how much college football y'all watch. I know I've listened to a lot of y'all shows, and you talk about it, and you talk about some of the bigger games. Michigan, I'm a Michigan fan too. That's how I grew up. And I have a reason for that, which I think I told you back before, Dan. But I know that watching Jordan Davis in college, I was like, why isn't this guy going to be a top 10 pick? He should have been a top 10 pick. He was the steal of the first round, I honestly believe. And he's going to cause some havoc if he if he plays the same way he could in college. Which it seems like he's doing so far in the preseason, and he stays healthy, he'll be a very good player for a really long time to come. That's another one of those players I was sad that went in division. So it is what it is.
Well, the Cowboys got that tackling machine too. Who's the rookie last year? Defensive rookie of the year.
Oh yeah, the defensive end. Gosh, I can't remember. You said it, and I can't remember, but I can't remember now. But I know you mean. I will say this though: the Cowboys. Who was the guy? Diggs, who was their cornerback who had like all these interceptions.
Yes.
He also had like one of the highest rates of getting burnt for touchdowns. So I think that they're going to figure that fool out this year, and I don't think he'll be as lucky, as his brother is. I think he'll be a lot less lucky, this year, and he won't have as good of a season. We'll forget about him.
I think what's his name? Trayvon Diggs. That's Stephon Diggs' brother. But
Yeah.
He should have went to Buffalo with his brother. Because Buffalo's gonna be a fucking problem.
They'd be crazy.
Buffalo. But yo, side note, did y'all see that the Buffalo let go of their kicker because of some scandal shit?
Oh
he allegedly gang raped the 17-year-old.
Yes.
That shit pans out to be true. Throw that motherfucker under the jail and set him on fire.
Wow.
I mean, there has to be something behind them actually letting him go, because they knew about it. Because the reports are they knew about it, like a couple weeks ago or something like that, but they didn't say anything about it.
But those, I guess, opposite reports, because I was listening to it on ESPN this morning and I didn't realize. I was like, oh shit! Like they made it, they delivered it in their somber tone as they like to do in these situations, and kind of breezed over it. They're not hanging on to it like the Deshaun Watson case. But they claimed that actually nobody knew.
Oh, really?
I think they were claiming like nobody knew about it, because they said before they drafted him that they, like, the Buffalo Bills actually. I think the Buffalo Bills probably knew something, but they called around. No, the Bills probably knew something, but I think they called around the league to ask other teams that are aware of this dude, did they know about him? And nobody else really knew anything about him, but I think the Bills did. And they did what they should do in this kind of case. Because I'm sorry, Deshaun Watson's thing is one thing. 17-year-old, you don't play with that at all. You don't sit and wait on that at all.
No, not at all.
You don't sit and wait. You get rid of that motherfucker. Let him decide that shit on his own, and don't put no money behind that either, because then that makes you look culpable. Now his lawyer wrote a statement saying, saying that this woman is a liar and all of that stuff. Now we just have to sit back and let it play out in court. But the court of public opinion, I got to get you on this one, because we kind of we let off the show with this TikTok question of the week. So now I want your opinion on this. Hopefully you actually are going to sway our way with this one. I'm sure you've seen this. These guys had said Kevin McAllister with Batman level prep time versus the Predator. Who wins?
Oh, wow. Versus the Predator? I'm gonna tell y'all what, man. Given the fact that I watched Home Alone so many times as a kid, not the sequels, just the first one, I will have to give it to Kevin McAllister, because
no.
He drew the computer. Even if the Predator can see through walls and get the heat signature and all this stuff, Kevin McAllister, I believe,
is a 12-year-old white boy.
He's a Predator proof. I know. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. I grew up with some crazy white boys on my street growing up. There's some wild stuff that they would do.
Bro, all you need is one dude with them sketchy ass Nikes and a white van. Kevin McAllister is no longer with us.
Opening the door, saying, "Hey kid, come get this Snickers bar."
I got some snacks.
But those dudes had a van in the movie, and he didn't care about that.
Dude, you're talking about the two worst criminals of all time, my guy.
Facts.
You're talking about two. These niggas didn't even use common sense.
This is true. I believe Kevin McAllister. He was a kid. He didn't even know what was happening, and he figured it out in a moment. Came up with a plan and defended himself within his house. which he was
Yeah,
alone.
me and you right now could walk up in there with hoodies, bandanas on, kick the door open. Where you at, little nigga?
And then what's gonna happen as soon as we do that, a paint can go come and hit us in the face.
Okay. So that's what's taking out the predator. A paint can? Are you serious?
Paint can.
Are you serious?
I didn't mean to set TJ off again. You just definitely went the opposite of what we roasted at the beginning, and it was that's why
I'm never in a foxhole with you in my entire life. B.
I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna get in a foxhole. I'm like, oh shit, it's Jared. I'm running.
This is the thing. Would you rather have somebody that is a MacGyver or a one-trick pony? I believe Kevin McAllister is the MacGyver in this situation.
Do not compare him to MacGyver. Like, what are you talking about? Are you fucking serious? Did you see what Arnold Schwarzenegger had to go through to kill him? And you putting this on a 12-year-old? Arnold Schwarzenegger,
are you serious?
trained assassin with high-powered weapons. And he took this nigga all he had to kill a predator, and you putting this on Legos and a bucket of paint, man.
100%.
This is the clip going up on TikTok. Yeah, that's not the this part is going up.
Kevin McAllister all
serious?
day, every day.
Wow.
Oh my God. I know who not to trust in a hostage situation.
I'll put it like
You've
this.
been in Utah too long, bro. You've been in Utah.
No, man.
I don't know if it's the seasonings.
No,
I don't know if it's the seasonings.
It probably is. I probably sniffed too much cayenne pepper. You're probably right about that. But I'm gonna tell you, man. When I was a kid. I mean, I loved MacGyver. I loved all those movies and TV shows where the kid or the person came up with all these like really weird ways to fix their issue. Kevin McAllister came up with all these little, deterrents, right? MacGyver, like created like an airplane, out of like a pencil, a straw, and a piece of paper.
Predator would last 3 minutes. Listen, MacGyver would last 3 minutes against the Predator, and we go right to commercial because the show would be fucking over. It would be over. It would be over. He's going to triangulate to where MacGyver.
You're probably right.
And he's going to kill him, bro.
You're probably
He's going to pull out that 12-foot sheath across his arm and Wolverine the shit out of him, and he'd be like, "Oh, go to credits."
But MacGyver would come up with something amazing to try to get away. And he would do it for like the 2 minutes and 45 seconds. The last 15 seconds, yeah, he'd probably die very horrible.
But
I think we need to watch MacGyver again. I think
no,
because A-Team doesn't have a
Predator's just gonna blow up the house. Oh,
A-Team.
The Predator's just gonna blow up the house, and the movie's over. The movie's over.
Right.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
He's gonna blow up the house, bro.
Just how we said it at the beginning. All Predator has to do is just sense where the body is, send one guided missile straight into where Kevin is. It's a wrap. And if the paint can and the Legos actually do something, and he feels distressed or she feels distressed, set on that personal detonation, everybody dies. The whole block dies. It's over.
You're probably right.
Predators,
probably true.
Predators win because Kevin can't come back, but the Predator planet can send more troops down to do reconnaissance.
Dan, it ain't even gonna go that far, bro. He's gonna get pissed off that this dude threw a bucket of paint a bucket of paint at this nigga. He be like, "What?" He gonna look at his dreads and be like, "He gonna look at his dreads. You tarnished the dreads, man? Nah, you're not having that."
You got little kids. You ever stepped on a Lego in the dark, bro? It'd be over.
Bruh,
I feel like I broke my ankle.
Bruh,
I'm incapacitated.
Have you seen the size of the Predator's foot? Have you seen that shit?
Legos beat everything.
No,
Legos the worst thing to step on.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. They are using it in deathmatch wrestling now. They're dropping. They use there's matches out there with it. I don't know if it's even in deathmatch wrestling, but it's in wrestling. Instead of dropping thumbtacks, they drop bags of Legos. And that just hurt. They hurt.
I don't know if you've seen the new Predator movie, Jared. I don't know if you've seen the new Predator movie.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen
this thing fought a grizzly straight up bare hands, bro.
Oof.
And we still talking about the Predator. Okay.
Kevin McAllister still beat that grizzly too, though. I got Kevin McAllister.
You saw what DiCaprio. You saw the L DiCaprio took in the Revenant, right? He was ragdolled. That nigga was ragdolled in the forest.
Yeah.
This is a grown ass man, bro. This is a grown ass man. You talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Banks, Jesse the
Carl
Body
Weathers,
Ventura,
Carl
Carl Weathers.
Carl Banks.
That's how pissed he is.
Wow.
You don't understand, bro.
First of all,
You
Jesse
don't
the Body
understand.
wasn't ready for that. He didn't have the body for it. I believe the kid would outsmart him. I believe the kid would outsmart him. But it's all right though. I feel you. I feel you, man. I know the Predator. The Predator would blow up the whole city, right? It wouldn't even be a contest, probably. But okay. So that's what I say.
He'd be cremated on site. Do you understand that, bro? He'd be vapor,
what is it?
Dust.
What is the end game? Avengers end game. Doctor Strange came up with 475 million possibilities. Out of all those possibilities,
you don't got that much time.
There was one chance that they would win,
bro.
and he won
have that much time, bro.
Kevin would be the one.
He doesn't have that much time. That was the alternate universe ending, bro. That was the alternate universe ending, bro.
This man,
he'd have the one chance.
This man just said that Kevin McAllister is an Adam
God.
Warlock.
I don't even.
Mm-hmm.
He just said he is Doctor Strange and Adam Warlock in this situation.
Yes, he is.
My guy.
Go to the future, see the events, and then come back and be like, "This is our chance."
I feel you on your perspective, but
hit him with this nail gun.
Hit us with your final shout outs, because this can't go on no more.
Yeah. Hey, yo, thank you very much, man. I definitely appreciate y'all inviting me in. I'm sorry I couldn't come earlier, but yeah, we just finished our show, and yeah, my wife and I are recovering from COVID. I am back to almost 100%, and she's still trying to get back. So I had to go and fix her some breakfast and whatnot. But yeah, first of all, shout out to y'all for letting me on the show. Shout out to my cousin Jay right there. Hopefully his body feels better soon. And yeah, shout out to all your listeners. Definitely appreciate y'all. If y'all want to follow us, go to #hashtag Blackout Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And then also follow the brand. Go to hooksrub.com, and it's Hooks Spice Rubs on all your social medias. Yeah, we got some delicious barbecue flavors. Definitely better than anything they've ever seen up here. And yeah, man, sprinkle it all over your meats. Even if you have a glizzy that you turn into a straw and you drink your beer from it, sprinkle it on that too.
The Kevin McAllister way. TJ. No, it's
bro.
Oh man. Shout out to you guys, man. It's a great show. Had a lot of fun this time. I have a lot of fun all the time, man. But these topics had me laughing. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to our listeners. Hopefully we can in the future we could double, triple, spread our brand. Shout out to Jared, man. Good meeting you. It was a good addition right now to the show, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to you guys, TJ, Mayor. Love y'all, man.
TJ,
I'm so disappointed right now. I'm just so disappointed right now, bro.
TJ, but we're at least Giants friends, right? You see that?
Yes, man, but oh my God.
TJ's pretty much like, I will not be your right guard to your right tackle.
That says a lot about you, man. I don't know what else to say. You're a good dude. You're a good dude. I really appreciate you coming on the show. I'm gonna definitely check out your spices because I love to cook. I hope there's no Kevin McAllister mix coming soon because I'm not...
Never. There won't be one.
What would that be? Would that be like salt, white black pepper, like white pepper? I don't know.
Nah, that should be mayonnaise based. I don't know.
Garlic powder.
Oh man.
Heavy mayonnaise based.
Mayo with a dash of sea salt to make it spicy.
It would be mayo with a dab of ranch because they love
yes,
ranch.
yes. With a pinch of hot sauce. And they're gonna eat that shit up.
That's extra.
But Thank you for coming on the show today, brother. I
Yes,
really
sir.
appreciate you've made the show today for sure. Big O, good seeing you again, brother. Thanks for coming out. It was
Sure.
a great show. Dan, thank you for putting the show together and bringing this brother on. I want to come on your podcast and talk about this further.
We'll have you
Just-
anytime, man.
please,
I know
please.
my cousin
I'll get
Jay.
I'll get up to 2 extra hours early just for that shit alone.
Yeah. Hey man, shoot us a message on Instagram and
We'll do.
We'll make it happen, man. We'll get it.
We'll do.
Season's over, TJ. So you got
Yeah. I got time. I definitely got time for that shit. Anyway.
Yo, wow.
But another great show, fellas. Thank you. This was very entertaining. However fucked up that was, but it was very entertaining.
Man, that's
Word.
funny.
And as always, hit the QR code next to O's head. I had to show y'all too. This is the origins of this podcast right here. This was the first shirt that me and LG made back in the day. As real as it gets, established 2014. This is the birthplace of the Star 5 podcast. So I just had to show y'all that on screen. It was almost ironic that I picked it up and put it, but I was like, you know what? I'm doing the pod today. I'm leaving this on so y'all could see this. So everybody could see this, John. But yeah, man, Jared, you know what it is already, man. I hate saying you already know, but you know, I got mad love for y'all over there. Hashtag Blackout Pod. You know what I'm saying? I implore everybody to support and listen to these brothers. I brought up the one TikTok question of the week all the time, but they be bringing up some silly shit that goes on around the world that it's just like, yo, what the you're really gonna say what the fuck? But it's not on them. It's not, they didn't do it. They just talking about it. But they talk about a lot of crazy shit. They always have one great solid topic every episode.
At least one.
On top of the bugged out news.
Maybe a half of one most of the times, honestly.
This one, no, that question, it's been going around TikTok for a minute, but you now gotta ask that on this show next week.
I do.
It's not.
It's
not.
It's not a question.
It's not even a question. It's that meme. It's that meme where Batman is smacking Robin. Maybe Kevin. Shut the fuck up.
And on that note, there ain't much else more for me to say. Peace, and we'll see y'all next week.
Wow.